Hi fashion lovers, you are welcome to another interesting video. Trust you are all doing well. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful bustier dress with yoke, just like what you are seeing on the screen. It is very easy and simple to make. Whether you are a beginner, trust me, this video is well detailed. If you are new here, you are highly welcome. This is So Style with JB. Kindly subscribe to be part of this family for more amazing videos. And to all my subscribers, thank you for sticking by. Thank you for always coming back. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone, and let's get started. To get started, we are going to start by drafting our pattern. So I'm going to be using the half scale pattern, and as you can see, I've done my shoulder slope of 1.5 inches for the front and shoulder slope of 1 inch for the back, and I've gotten my armhole line. So I did this so that it will be easier for us, to continue from there. So the next thing you want to do is, for the front part, you want to measure shoulder to the bust point, which is 9 inches, shoulder to the under bust, which is 12.5, and shoulder to the waistline, which is 15 inches. And then you want to go ahead and roll a line. So let me go ahead and label. So this is the chest line, this is the bust point line, this is the under bust, this is the waistline. You can see it stopped on the waistline because this is an half scale bodice. We are going to be attaching it to the skirt pattern. So you want to come to the back part and measure shoulder to your back waistline. The front waistline is 15, the back waistline is 13.5. So the difference between the back waistline and the front waistline is 1.5 inches. So I will go ahead and measure shoulder to the back waistline, which is 13.5 inches, and with a straight ruler I'm going to mark, and that is where the back pattern is going to stop, on the back waistline, while the front will stop on the front waistline. So this is the back waistline, and the difference between the back and the front is 1.5 inches, and we are going to be using it to get our bust start. So you want to come to the bust point, under bust and waistline, and mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement. Mine is 7 inches, divided by 2 will give me 3.5. So that is what I marked on the bust point, under bust and waistline, and with my straight ruler I will go ahead and connect. The next thing is to contour the under bust. I'm going to be using 2 inches, so towards this side I mark 0.75, and towards the other side I mark 1.25. So here now I mark 0.75, and on the other side I mark 1.25, making it 2 inches. So from the center front I mark 0.75, towards this side I'm connecting, I mark 1.25, making it 2 inches for the contouring of the under bust. So you want to come down from the bust point by half an inch, and then you want to go ahead and contour the under bust just the way you see me do, and then you also go ahead and contour it like this. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to contour my under bust. So on my waistline you mark 1/4 of your waist measurement plus the 2 inches that intake, and from the chest line, or the bust line, you go ahead and connect to the waistline. So I will just go ahead and also mark the back before we go into the drafting of the yoke. So from this point now you want to go inward by you want to go ahead and mark your dart. half of the nipple to nipple measurement, then you mark ½ inch on both sides. So for my back dart, I like my back dart stopping on the chest line. So you can use chest line, and that is where you're going to stop your dart. And then I mark ½ inch on both sides of the dart. So my dart for the back is 1 inch. So after connecting the back, this is what I have. Did you see that? So the next thing is to come inward here by, you can come in, I came inward by ½ inch. So you can come inward by 3/4, 1 inch, but for me, I came inward by ½ inch. And then I will go ahead and reconnect my zipper allowance. So this pattern I'm working with already have 1 inch zipper allowance, but I went inward by ½ inch so that I would, eliminate those zipper bulging. So as you can see, I have done that, and from that point you mark 1/4 of your waist circumference plus 1 inch for the back dart. So on your waistline you mark 1/4 of your waist circumference plus 1 inch for the dart. Then you want to go ahead and connect. So this is what we have now. We'll now move over to the front part. So you want to get the difference between the front waistline and the back waistline. Mine is 1.5 inches. From the bust point, come down by 1.5 inches and connect your bust dart, just like you see me doing. So whatever the difference is, you want to go ahead and use it to contour, to do your bust dart. Did you see what I have after I was done? So as you can see, this is what I have. So I want to go ahead and connect this to the shoulder line. Get the midpoint of the shoulder line like so. And then draw a straight line. So what we want to do here is we want to contour the shoulder a bit before marking the armhole princess dart. From the style we are working with, this is actually an armhole princess dart bustier with yoke. So but the method I want to use here, I want to contour the shoulder a bit and then go ahead and close up the shoulder and mark my armhole princess dart. So using this method always give me a perfect result. So at this point, I actually made mistake. I was supposed to cut the shoulder up, not the waistline. Please, I was supposed to cut the shoulder up and transfer my bust dart to it, not the waistline. So it was at this point I realized that no, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go ahead and cut the shoulder up. So please take note of that. The shoulder is what you are going to cut open. Then you want to go ahead and close your bust dart, just the way you see me do. Close up the bust dart. So go ahead and remark the side, just like what you see me doing. So I will come over to this point and mark 3/4 of an inch. I want to use 3/4 of an inch to contour the shoulder. So I mark 3/4 of an inch, and you can see me linking it to the bust point line like this. So at this point, the fabric actually, got torn into two because of the waistline that I opened earlier. So the next thing is you're going to come here and maintain your 1.5 inches shoulder slope, and then you want to go in, you want to replace back the 3/4 of an inch that you took. So you can use 3/4 of an inch, you can use 1 inch. So for me, I use 3/4 of an inch. So this is me trying to replace the 3/4 of an inch that I marked earlier. Did you see that? So I'm going to be linking it to the armhole line like this. Did you see? I'm sorry, at this point, like, my the fabric has turned into two, so it was just a bit difficult working with it. So you want to go ahead and reconnect your new armhole. I believe you understood what we did here. So I took 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch, just like you see me doing, and then that is the dart for the shoulder, and I replaced it back. And reconnected my new armhole. So this is me trying to close up the shoulder now. It was at this point I'm supposed to open the waistline, right? The waistline. So you want to go ahead, close up the shoulder, use your seal tape or your gum and close up the shoulder. So what we have done is that we have tried to remove excess from around that point. You can decide to leave this, this one. You can decide to leave this method and then move straight to the princess dart bustier. But this actually would help us take off excesses around that point. So you can see I have closed up the shoulder, so I'm going to go ahead and remark the shoulder line. So after you're done closing the shoulder, you can go ahead and close the bust point, the bust dart permanently. And then I came down by 3.5 inches. I came down by 3.5 inches, and with my curve ruler, not the very curvy part, I'm going to connect my princess dart. So sorry, I made mistake. I used the old armhole instead of the new armhole. So that was what I was trying to clean up. So from the new armhole that you made, you can come down by 4 inches, 5 inches, depending on how busty you are. But for me, I came down by 3 inches, 3.5, and I came down by 1 inch for my dart. So the dart intake I'm using for this armhole princess dart is 1 inch. Did you see? You want to go ahead and replace that 1 inch back, and with your curve ruler you reconnect your new armhole. Did you see that? You reconnect your new armhole. So let me just use my marker pen and highlighting what I have done so far. So this is what I have so far. So at this point, you want to go ahead and connect your side seam perfectly well. So this part will be cut out. So for the armhole princess that I use 1 inch, you can actually use 1.5 inches. So at this point, I'm trying to blend it in at this point, trying to blend that point. You can see how I kept my curve ruler to blend in that point, because you don't want a pointy edge around that point. Did you see that? So you want to go ahead and take the armhole, the yoke that you want, the neckline for the yoke. So I came down by 5 inches, and from the 3.5 inches mark I made, I connected my yoke. So from the neckline now, I came down by 5 inches, and from the 3.5 inches where my princess dart started, I connected the yoke. So that is what you see me do at that point. So I'll just use my marker pen and trace all my markings. So I believe at this point you understood what I did. For the yoke, I came down from the center front by 5 inches as the depth of my yoke, and I connected from the armhole. From the very point where my princess dart started is where I connected my yoke. So you want to go ahead and take any neckline of your choice. So for me, I'm marking 3 inches by 3 inches. You can decide to mark any neckline of your choice. But for the pattern we are working with, is going to be a turtleneck. So that is why I'm using 3 by 3. So I'm still going to be adding my turtleneck to it, or my collar to it. So from the back part, you also want to come down by the 3.5 inches, just like you did for the front. Then from that point, connect any neckline that you want for your yoke. Anything you want, anyhow you want the yoke to be, go ahead and connect it. So I'll also mark the neckline for the yoke, which is 3 inches by 1 inch. 3 inches by 1 inch. And the reason I use this neckline is because we are going to be attaching a collar, turtleneck collar to it. So this become my back yoke. So the only thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to extend my dart to this point. Did you see? I'm going to extend my dart to that point, so just so it eliminates every excesses around that point. So with my makeup pen, I will trace every markings that I have. And I believe you understood everything that I did here perfectly well. If you don't, please don't forget to ask me your questions in the comment section. And if you have watched this video to this very end and you have not subscribed, you've not liked this video, kindly like this video. Please do well to like this video and share as well. So at this point, I will go ahead and cut out my pattern. So at this point, I'm done cutting. As you can see, the front side seam matches with the back side seam, and that's the essence of the bust dart. So this is the back part. You want to go and label side back, center front, side front, center back. Go ahead and cut on the fabric. Thank you for watching. In my next tutorial, we will learn how to sew it. It's going to be a well-detailed sewing. So stay tuned and see you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye.